Another book that I got today at the library is called The Book No One Ever Read. These pictures looked kind of interesting. The Book No One Ever Read. Every book longs to tell its story. From the moment they're bound, they wait for fingers to open them up. Do they? Well, books are as different as people. Some are adventurers and want many readers, while others have forgotten they once longed to tell their stories. The library Maury lived in was full of such books. Maury was only 5 years old. This is very young for a book, but he thought that 5 years are an awfully long time to just sit on a shelf. So one day he pushed himself forward just a few inches. That must be Maury. "And where do you think you're going?" asked Victor. He was very proud of the gold on his spine. See the gold? "Yes, what are you doing?" asked Jane. "But I'm bored," Maury exclaimed. "No one ever reads us." "Well, lucky us," exclaimed Nietzsche from a shelf above. "No fingerprints on our pages, no cracks, no bent corners." "Yes," whispered Beatrix. "One hears terrible things. Books left open for days and days, weeks even." She went on and on, pages smeared with coffee and chocolate. The others moaned after each sentence. "Okay, that's terrible," said Maury, "but not as terrible as nothing happens ever. I want fingerprints on my pages. I want to be read until I come apart." Oh, the moaning and rustling that filled the library. I don't think they agree with him. "Quiet, all of you," shouted Dumas, who claimed you could learn fencing just by reading him. "The young one is right. I would love to leave, but I am so old I guess my spine would come off." "Leave?" asked Maury. "How?" "Well, why don't you jump?" Victor said. And before Maury could say, "Wait," Victor pushed him off the shelf, with a little help from Jane. Ooh. There he goes. Uh-oh. Luckily, Maury landed on his back. The other books stared down at him in horror. Well, actually, some of them looked quite pleased. And just when Maury got up, the woman who dusted their pages walked in. Maury gathered all his courage and slipped through the door. Freedom. Maury ran and ended up on top of a huge staircase. He stepped closer when something furry jumped at him, something furry with claws. And Maury fell. Uh-oh. He fell down all the stairs. Oh, it hurt. Poor guy. He landed in front of 2 slippers, and suddenly there were fingers and eyes. The fingers were slightly sticky, but oh, it was wonderful. The fingers wrote a name on Maury's first page, and the eyes read all the words he'd kept for so long inside. And Maury was so happy. Aw, the end. So I guess it was a good thing he jumped. Or fell. That was a good story. Okay, guys. See you next time.